It's Bend Your Ear with Ben Hartong.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bend Your Ear, Episode 3. Wow, this has been quite the journey. Since my second episode aired, I've gotten almost double the views and almost 3 times the subscribers I had after the first episode's release. Isn't that incredible? Speaking of incredible, I have a great show planned ahead with a very special guest. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Since my last episode aired a week ago, lots has happened around the world, including the return of many major sports leagues such as the MLB, MLS, NBA, and WNBA. Here to talk about that is my sister Rooney. Hello, Rooney. Welcome back to the show.
Well, can I just say it is great to be here?
Well, I'm so glad that you're here again. So as we know, many sports leagues such as the MLB, NBA, and MLS have made their returns. Can you tell us some of your thoughts on how these leagues are resuming and how the players can still play sports while following safety measures and protocols?
Well, I wish you had informed me we were going to talk about this stuff, because I would have written a full 40-page speech. I am so passionate about keeping players safe and healthy while allowing them to play the game they love.
Well, that's so great that that's something that means so much to you. Have there been any standout players from any sports leagues that you've been watching over the past week?
Well, of course. One of my favorite sports is basketball. And can I tell you, I just love that LeBron James guy.
Excuse me for asking, but I'm not quite sure who that is.
Seriously? You don't know who Leon Brames is?
Oh, you talking about LeBron James?
I'm pretty sure I know who I'm talking about, so if I were you, I would just back off!
Oh, okay, I guess I will. That's all the time we have for Rooney's Corner. I'm afraid I'll have to see you next time.
Bye!
Whoa, okay. Hopefully LeBron James never finds out about that. But moving on, I think it's about time to introduce today's special guest. Introducing Anderson High School's football coach, Evan Dreyer. How are you? How's it going?
Fantastic. Just finished another day of practice up, and really happy about where our team is right now at Anderson High School. And it's been a great summer for us as a team, and to get back with our kids and to see our kids face to face with all our safety protocols.
Yeah, of course. This summer and the spring could not be far off from what we thought it would be. It could not be more different. With COVID-19 spreading, rapidly across the entire country, we just learned a couple days ago that the Ohio High School Athletic Association has canceled all of the scrimmages with other schools. So what do you think this year's season could play out and potentially look like with some of those rules?
Oh, I think the biggest thing that I take away from it is that we still get to compete against each other. And I think that's the number one thing that I look at it. It's having our kids back together and enjoying our time and enjoying every day of being able to compete and practice and work towards a goal, whether it's practicing and competing against each other or just improving yourself on a daily basis. I think the OHSA is going to come out soon with some regulations, and I'm interested to hear our governor talk. I'm interested to hear the OHSA talk and give us our rules and regulations for this season. And I think it's very good for us as teachers and coaches and mentors to kids about facing adversity. I think it's really hard to be a kid right now, and I think we're trying to make sure that we look at adversity and help our kids through it, whether it's from a mental health capacity, whether it's physically getting back in shape through COVID, and getting ready for a new school year head towards us in August.
Yeah, so of course many people say that when you're competing, the biggest competitor is yourself. So when you have those kind of in-school scrimmages, team versus team, it kind of builds character and builds relationship with the team. See how the other players can play against the other players as well. Yeah, and so back to what you were saying, since football is a sport where it's almost impossible to social distance. Many contact sports, you can't really stay 6 feet apart. Do you think there will be many potential mask mandates or safety precautions players might have to follow on the field? Have you heard of any guidelines that the OHSAA or Anderson High School has set out?
I think, Ben, the biggest thing that like that came out last week is the social distancing on the sideline. You're going to see the sideline expanded from the 10-yard to the 10-yard line. I think you're going to see timeouts be a little bit longer if you're a spectator, as well as everybody gets their own water bottle. Like the way you watch a game is going to be totally different. The way you coach a game is going to be totally different because you're going to have timeouts where kids are going to have to get jogging, get their own water bottle. On the sideline, it's going to be expanded so everybody can social distance. Those types of things go into and are going to affect the gameplay, as well as, spotting the ball. The referee is just going to throw a beanbag. So their ability to spot the ball and touch the ball in between plays is going to be different. But it's one of those things where if we get to play, and that's exciting to get back on the field. Watching a major league is just having sports back in our life, as well as the NBA, is something fun to watch, Ben. And I've been enjoying it the last couple of weeks, being able to see people compete and then be able to come to our practice and see our kids change their best every day. And that's what we talk about.
Yeah, of course, and that was one thing I would never even have thought about was the water bottles. How so many players share the same water jug, and how they're gonna have to obviously not do that. And some of the obvious things like they're all touching the same ball, they're tackling each other. Those are kind of the things we immediately think of when we think of football. But a lot of the minor things could really be changed this year as well. All right, so now since we know the pandemic has canceled all of last year's spring sports, do you think a lot of your football players are kind of excited to be back on the field and getting to see their teammates again, considering that many are multi-sport athletes?
Oh, I think, Ben, it's truly a blessing to be able to be outside and to just communicate as a team. As a baseball player myself, I loved hanging out with my teammates in the dugout to be able to compete every day. And with that taken away and us getting us to practice and compete with our buddies all summer long, it's been great. Like I've missed sitting in the coaching office, hanging out with our coaching staff. I've missed hanging out with our guys in our locker room. But there's nothing better than a face-to-face communication, Ben. And I truly believe that it's one of those things that has been missed in our society, and now it's coming back because it was taken away for a little while during COVID. So I think it's awesome that our kids get to see each other, and I think our kids truly love being around each other due to this COVID, and they're ending the school year remotely, Ben, and then being able to see their buddies again. It's been great to see as a leader and a teacher through this pandemic.
Yeah, of course. Now moving away from all the COVID stuff, kind of get away from that. So you guys have been practicing throughout the summer. Have you noticed any of your players, practicing on their off days or working extra hard during practices? Are you kind of proud of their work ethics and determination on and off the field?
Oh, Ben, I'm extremely excited when I see kids on their off days or putting in extra work, because that's what we preach. I love when our kids show more dedication, more commitments in our community, whether they're giving back to our youth football programs or just working on their own time, going up to the field and running and lifting and working out. One of my mottos, Ben, is work wins, and I truly believe that is something that needs to be implemented to kids these days. And I love implementing a work ethic that is really, really special, because our kids truly need to work really, really hard to prepare for life.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions. Anderson Athletics is known for their slogan, work wins. So can you tell us a little bit more about what that, kind of where that slogan originated from, and, the values it brings to this football team? Yes,
Ben, I looked around and saw all these slogans, and they changed from year to year. And I thought to myself, why are we changing it from year to year? I wanted a slogan that really was about how I grew up and what it was about. My dad was a blue-collar worker that now works and owns his own business. My mom grew up in Florida and worked different jobs, and she was a blue-collar lady that, I think passed it down to my brother and I. My brother was an educator. I'm an educator. I wanted to give back, and I truly believe in work wins every day, because there's a score in life. People are always keeping score, whether it's in the business world, whether it's on the scoreboard, whether it's financially, emotionally. People are always keeping score on, did you win today, and did you change your best today? And I felt like work wins was something I'm brought up of. Like, I'm not a collared shirt kind of tie wearing kind of guy, man. I love working out with the guys. I love just being around our coaches and working tirelessly to get better. And hopefully it's shown through what we preach and what we do and what our kids say every day. So that's where it originated. And I felt like when you change mottos, you kind of change what you preach. So I've kept it. It's a little different than what was accustomed, because when I grew up, people changed mottos every day and every year, every week. And I thought to myself, I'm not going to change what we do and what we preach. So I truly love work wins, and it's going to follow me throughout my career. And I love being able to preach about work ethic because it was passed down to me, and I want to pass it on to this generation.
Yeah. So one of the things that some things never change, and work wins is kind of one of those mottos or slogans that might not ever change, because it brings so much values to the team and the athletics department and all of Anderson, really.
I think, Ben, that's the crazy part about all this, is that through COVID, we preached about working to win every day. Out of COVID, we're going to preach working to win every day. We teach about what it's like to be in the classroom, about completing every assignment and not missing assignments in the classroom. That's working to win. And we talk about being in the weight room and what it means working to win every day on the field. So it not only goes to one aspect of life, but we try to talk about work wins in everything in your life.
Of course. Yeah, so it's been 13 years since Anderson won their last state championship title, but one thing I've noticed is that you guys have made it to the playoffs, almost every single year in the past. So do you think that specifically this year's football team could bring that same level of enthusiasm they did 13 years ago, and bring that same level of determination and hard work to bring another championship back to Anderson?
Ben, that's a great question. I love talking about our tradition and our past, because it is an unbelievable tradition. Since we've been here, our staff and our players have been able to go to playoffs 3 out of 4 years. We missed it last year, and it was really, really hard for us to be able to tell our seniors that they weren't going to be able to play in November. And we talked about playing in November as an expectation. But once you get to playoffs, Ben, I truly believe that it's talk about, how healthy you are, how talented you are, who you face, who you don't face till later rounds. Are they healthy? It's about a lot of matchups, just like the NFL and college football. And I think we just look at it from an aspect of, we have a great tradition. Some people believe, Ben, that the 2009 team, 2008, 2007 teams were unbelievably talented, but their team chemistry was special. And we talk about having a team chemistry that's not only great, but it's elite, and to be able to play football in November. So each week we get to play the football in November is going to be special. This group, we have right around 15 seniors, and I think they've done a great job through this pandemic to get ready for a great senior season. We talk about state titles. We're going to talk about winning the first game, and with our first game being canceled for Simon Ken, we're just going to keep talking about who we face next and how we're going to compete.
Yeah, it's great to see always this chemistry between players, knowing that they can work well together and all that.
So 3 former Anderson High School standouts, actually, in the past, have made it to the National Football League. They're Andrew Norwell, Greg Mance, and Nick Truesdale. So what's it like knowing that 3 of Anderson's former players have, in the National Football League, got their start at Anderson High School? They got their start here, and that was kind of where their career started. What's it like knowing that? Are you proud of those players? Are you looking forward to them play each week in the NFL?
Ben, the crazy part about this is that I knew Greg and Andrew when I was a freshman coach at Anderson High School in 2008. So I was the head freshman coach, so I got to watch from a distance, be a part of the program, and watch those guys have a great high school career. And then as they've moved on, they've always kept in touch with our O-line coach, who I think is one of the best in Ohio, if not the country. at offensive line play. Greg and Andrew always come back and say hi to Coach Stanyard, and I've been blessed to be a part of those conversations. And then during COVID, we brought those guys on to our O-line meetings, our offensive meetings, and they're unbelievable people. Andrew is a blue-collar guy that loves to work and did a great job at Ohio State. And Greg was a tireless worker, played his way through Toledo. I can play all 5 positions in the NFL, and they're both spectacular people. Nick, I haven't had a close conversation. Nick has stopped by our practices, has worked out, and I think that's a great success story from where he was to where he is now.
Yeah.
And people say of how athletic and blessed he was with talent to be able to compete at a high level and to help us bring home a state title. People would say that Nick Truesdale, as a receiver, was one of the best elite in Ohio in that year. And now in the future, working through the Indoor Football League, he's done a great job of transforming his body into a tight end.
Yeah, and it's not just their elite athleticism, it's their leadership skills that kind of brought them to where they are now. Their leadership skills are one of the main things that got them to where they are, and very important leadership skills are to Anderson, and I'm sure their respective NFL teams are really appreciative of that and how they got there.
Ben, they're both, Andrew and Greg are totally polar opposite people. Like, Greg is outspoken and will play all 5 positions, while Andrew is very soft-spoken, but on the field is about as intense as they come. And it's okay to have different leadership styles. It's okay to be different and to have your own personality, but be your own self and lead with who you are and what you're going to be about every day. And I think those 2 guys represent something special, because it's okay to be different, because nobody has to be the same to be a leader. And I think that's so true in today's society. Just be yourself and lead of who you are and about who you want to be.
Yeah, not to change who you are and just kind of be yourself. One of the main leadership skills that you can have. All right, now, so before I let you go, I like to end the show usually with some sort of game. So, as you saw last episode where I had Brent Suter on, I had him do the impressions. A few episodes ago, I did trivia. Now, this episode is a little special because I wrote down my own word game. It's almost like a Mad Lib, if you've ever played one of those.
Yes.
All right. So
then we're going to play hot seat. Then at the end, I get to play. You get to choose. I give you 2 names, and you got to decide which one's better.
Great, of course. Yeah. All right. So I wrote down my own Mad Lib. If you like playing these, why not give it a go? You ready?
Yep.
All right. So the first thing I have is a season of the year.
Season of the year. Can I go with 1990 Reds?
Sure. Here, how about we have 1990,
Okay.
and then you want summer or winter? Which season?
Summer.
Got it. So summer of 1990. Great. All right. A city. Can be
Cincinnati.
anywhere in the world. Cincinnati, of course. All right. And animal.
Elephant.
Elephant. Great choice. Okay. Another city and then another animal.
I'm going to go with El Paso.
Oh, okay. Taking a turn here. Great. All right, El Paso and then another animal.
Lion.
Lion. Okay. A sport.
Rugby.
Rugby. Okay. Okay, I'm going to need a first name and then a last name. It can be male or female.
Brian. Last name Austin.
Brian Austin. All right. Okay. This is actually a fun creative thing I added. So like a virus or any sort of sickness.
I'm going to go with, can I go with ear infection?
Ear infection, yeah. Ear infection. Okay, and then I am going to need another first name and last name.
Can I go with Tammy?
Tammy.
Last name Veil. Veil.
Tammy Vale. Okay, now a common sports injury you could have.
Ankle.
An
So
ankle.
let's say a sprained ankle.
Okay. Okay, number.
7.
Okay, an adjective.
I'm going to go with, let's just go with caring.
Caring.
Yep.
All right, that is a good adjective. Caring. Okay, I'm gonna need another number.
17.
17.
For the famous red Chris Sabo.
Oh, yeah, nice. Okay. A verb.
Running.
All right, another number. We're heavy on the numbers here.
Okay. 24.
24. 24 mile. All right. Sorry, I'm kind of giving away it now. All right, a sports official, like an umpire, a ref.
Ed Hockley, football.
Ed Hockley. Got it.
Yes.
All right, a penalty you could get in sports.
Charging foul.
Charging foul. Okay. Another number.
Number 11 for Barry Larkin.
Barry Larkin. Yeah. All right, so that was the last one I had. So, are you ready for me to read the Mad Lib?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Okay. This is going to be interesting. Okay.
So it was the summer of 1990, and the Cincinnati Elephants were set to take on the El Paso Lions in the rugby game of the century. The Elephants' best player, Brian Austin, was out with an ear infection, and the Lions' best player, Tammy Vale, is on the injured list with an ankle sprain. With both teams down to just 7 players, it was one caring game. The Elephants took an early lead with 17 points, but the Lions were able to catch up by running at 24 miles an hour. The game took a turn when Ed Hockley called a penalty on both teams for charging. The Lions were forced to forfeit after 11 of their players got in a fight, giving the victory to the Cincinnati Elephants.
And there you go, in the rugby match of 1990.
I thought you were going to go with Cincinnati. Where were you going to go? FC Cincinnati for the soccer. I wish I knew more about it. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, giving Cincinnati the win in the summer of 1990 rugby game. All right, you never know how these are going to end up. Yeah.
Oh, Ben, you ready to play hot seat?
Okay, sure.
I'm going to give you 2 things, and you say what you like best.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Chipotle or Moe's? Go.
Oh, Chipotle, of course.
Curly fries, waffle fries.
Curly fries.
McDonald's or Wendy's?
Wendy's. All day.
Chocolate milk or strawberry milk?
Oh, chocolate milk.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Pop or soda?
I call it soda personally.
Okay. If you were at a Reds game, would you get a hot dog or nachos?
Ooh, I'd probably get a hot dog.
Okay, if you're in a movie, would you rather get a popcorn or a drink and peanut butter M&Ms?
Oh, peanut butter M&Ms and drink.
Okay, if you were at a Bengals game, would you wear orange and black or would you wear the opposing team's apparel?
Oh, orange and black.
Okay.
Bengals fan, right up here.
Greatest rivalry in sports, in all sports.
Man, Yankees Red Sox. That's a pretty big rivalry.
Okay. Greatest baseball team during your lifetime so far.
Oh, during my lifetime. That's hard. Who has won the most championships? It's not the Yankees. Dang. That's a hard one because I'm usually more old school. I like to focus on what's before my lifetime. Yeah, I don't know if I can answer that question. I'd have to really do some research.
Okay. Tom Brady or Peyton Manning?
Ooh, Peyton Manning.
Okay. If you were the head coach of Anderson for this year, the first play of the season would be a pass or run.
I would say pass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should I punt the ball on 4th down ever? Yes or no?
Punt the ball or what?
Or just go for it every time?
Ooh, go for it. Man. Yeah. May as well go for it. Yeah.
Yes. See?
All right. Yeah.
Should we ever kick a PAT or should I go for 2?
Oh, man. PAT, go for 2. Go for 2. May as well.
See? You want points. Okay.
I want
last
points.
Question.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're on Beachmont Avenue and it's time for dinner, where are you stopping and why?
Beachmont Avenue. Yeah, I'm going to B-Dubs. Yeah, B-Dubs all the way.
What are you getting from B-Dubs?
Ooh, I love their nachos. So yeah, of course I'm getting some nachos, maybe some mozzarella cheese sticks.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yeah, of course.
See?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to count that as my cheat day, Ben. I'm going to go up to B-Dubs to get some nachos.
Of course.
Wings,
yeah.
mozzarella sticks.
That's like after you win the game, head on down to B-Dubs. Yeah, perfect.
Skyline or Gold Star?
Oh, Skyline. So much better. Yes, Skyline. All the way.
3-way or cheese coney?
Ooh, man. I do like a 3-way.
See, you are done with the hot seat. The only one you couldn't come up with is the best baseball team in your lifetime. And I hopefully you get to see the Reds make the playoffs this year, which would be amazing.
Man, you never know where this is headed on the show. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, taking time out of your day. I wish you Anderson a great season, and I hope you guys do well. I look forward to seeing how you guys do this year.
I appreciate it, Ben, and I think the biggest thing is that our community is excited about getting back to school and getting ready for athletics to start, and can't wait to see you around and go Nighthawks and go Anderson High School and getting ready for a great year.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you. See ya.
Huge thanks to Coach Dreyer for being a part of today's broadcast. Until next time, I'm Ben Hartong. Thanks for letting me bend your ear. Cue the outro.